Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are doing a group prediction for Sserafim for 2024, and in this video we're going to check 3 different parts, which will be question number 1, their current energy. Question number 2 will have 2 different parts, which will be the group predictions and then the individual career predictions. And lastly, question number 3 is just going to be any advice or healing messages that have to come through. Now, in the description below, I will have the timestamps in case you want to jump around. But if not, I will start with their current energy. So let's see. What is Sserafim's current energy? The first card that came out is the King of Swords. The Six of Pentacles, and then the Five of Pentacles reversed. So Sserafim's current energy is one where they feel pretty good right now, because the King of Swords talks about someone that has a clear mind, someone that has good judgment. It could describe an individual that can be a bit cold-hearted, but that energy is usually because of this high logical and intellectual thinking or mind. So it seems like right now the group is in a state where they're thinking a lot and they're making decisions and analyzing the situation that they're in, or what they're doing is requiring a lot of their decision making and a lot of their discernment to be as clear as possible. So there is a chance that right now the group is in a state where, as I mentioned, they're making a lot of decisions, or they're trying to stay as clear-minded as possible to be able to navigate what they're going through in a very smart way, or in a very clear way, if that makes sense. So I'm not too sure what they're doing necessarily, but based on the other 2 cards that we have, this could give us an answer as to why they seem to have this idea of having to have a clear mind constantly. The King of Swords could also, since it's Libra energy, it could talk about someone that is making decisions in order to create balance and harmony. So maybe the group feels a little bit of the need to stay in balance somehow. Now, one of the reasons, or one of the things I think they're trying to keep in balance, is this conflicting energy of sorts between the Six of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles reversed. Now, the Five of Pentacles, let's start with that one. Usually when this card is upright, it talks about someone that feels that has been left out in the cold, or they feel like they have to fend for themselves now. Or even the energy of there is a change where they feel like they're lacking the material possessions necessary to do what they want to do. Or again, this whole idea of being left out to fend for themselves or be on their own. However, this card is reversed, so there is a chance that maybe the group doesn't feel like that, or there is a subconscious fear of having to deal with challenges and difficulties on their own. And since this is Pentacles energy, this could be connected to their career, their finances, their money, and their health somehow. So maybe the group feels like they're not in a super stable place, or they're afraid that they could end up in not being in a stable place. Because it's reversed, so maybe they don't feel like they're lacking something, but they still fear it somehow. The other card that we have here, though, is the Six of Pentacles. And this card does talk about good fortune. It talks about getting help, financial help out of nowhere, or winning, getting fortune that falls out of nowhere. So maybe someone gives them money or gives them an opportunity for their career, or they kind of just randomly stumble upon it. So it's good fortune coming out of nowhere. Also, I do want to point out that the person here has the scales, which make me think of Libra or make me think of justice, and that kind of ties back to that King of Swords energy, right? So there is a sense that currently the group is in a vibe where they're trying to stay positive, and there is also this sense of being a bit cautious about the opportunities that are entering their lives. So if someone is offering a project for the group, everyone goes oh, this is a very good opportunity, but we should not take it for granted, or we should be cautious who is offering this opportunity or what the contract is all about. There is something about the group is extremely careful or cautious about the opportunities that are presented to them, or the fortune that they get. And by fortune this time, I'm not talking about only money. I'm talking about fortune as in like opportunities, projects. So just in general type of thing. So currently, it seems like the group is doing okay, but it seems like they're naturally very cautious. It could be because they have members that have been in the industry for quite a while. So maybe that's why they're always like, oh, double check everything. Let's make sure we don't make these mistakes because we know how the industry can be a bit shady or can be a bit weird. So I do feel that they have the maturity to not get too attached to all of these good blessings, and they try to have a little enough caution or enough doubt to double check everything, it seems. So let's go to question number 2, which is the group prediction. So what is in store for the Sserafim's career this 2024? So for the group, we have Watching Moon with the energy is gaining momentum. I'm seeing this card and I'm kind of connecting it to the current energy that they have. Seeing the purple and violets of this card made me think of an active crown chakra or an active third eye, which if you have your third eye open, you do get clarity. You're able to see the truth clearly, and it is a good way of having discernment when you're making decisions in life or when you are connecting to spirit. Now, the other thing that I was going to mention is like when you have a crown chakra that is well activated or well functioning, sure, those words work, it makes it easier to connect to the higher realms and to understand like this higher purpose and things. Now, I'm mentioning those two things because I think those colors are kind of representing this King of Swords energy that the group currently has. So it seems like this 2024, the group feels like it's their year, or they feel like there's something big that's going to happen in like the dynamics of the group, or something big is going to happen that the group is going to get a very good opportunity this year. Or maybe they have very big plans for 2024 and the group is really looking towards like forward to it and like towards the things that they have to do to make it happen. The energy is gaining momentum makes me think of someone that is kind of like they feel the energy building up, or they feel that their hard work is about to bring fruits, bear fruits, something along those lines. So the group really feels like whatever it is that they have been doing and what they're going to be doing this year is going to pay off. So they feel that the odds are in their favor, or they feel intuitively that there's something good that's going to enter their life. I mean, we did have the Six of Pentacles, so that kind of shows that they feel like out of nowhere everything's going to turn out well for them. So for this 2024, do expect the group to do well, or do expect a big change or transformation in the group, and also do look forward to this new project or this new thing that they seem to be wanting to take off this year. So I did mention that 2024 might be Les Serafim's year, so I don't really know what the group is planning on doing or how things are going to turn out for them, but I do feel that there's going to be something quite impactful that will happen this year for them. Maybe something that kind of shows this sense of flying free because of this bird star flying through the mountains. So it's like they're going to be soaring very high this year, so reaching above and beyond their expectations. Now let's go to the second part of this reading, which is the individual career predictions, and I will start with the leader and then go in each order. So let's start with Kim Chae-won. So for this 2024, what are the predictions for her career? So we have Mask. The bottom words are deception, pretending, and inconsistency. It seems like this year she's going to feel like she's really under pressure. There is a sense of having to keep up appearances, a sense of having to keep a poker face was one of the words that also came up. So maybe this year she's going to be in a very diplomatic attitude, or she's going to keep her energy in a place where she feels like she has to calm the waters constantly. Someone has gotten this card already from the group predictions that I've done, and I do feel that the message that they got is very similar to what is going to come up in this one as well, which is the whole idea of she may be put in an uncomfortable position where she will have to like appease the waters, or she will have to calm everything down, And the only way that she can do this is by being like this King of Swords energy of like kind of guarding her emotions and her mind and just communicating in a very cold like manner. So you may think that you see all the facial expressions here and you may think that she's going to go through like this emotional outburst, but I actually think that this 2024 for her career, she's going to feel that she will have to really lock down her emotions so like that she can think with a very cold mind and being able to calculate the best approach or being able to find the best words to communicate something in order to solve a problem. So this mask makes me think that this 2024 she's going to do a lot of damage control, or she will have to communicate very clearly, like in a way of like if she were to negotiate, she will have to mask her emotions a lot, so she will be able to bring the best offer or think of the best outcome somehow. So I don't know, there's a sense of like she will have to talk in a way to calm down a problem or some sort of issue, or she will need to stay very calm this 2024 to be able to negotiate in a way that it will definitely benefit her or maybe even the group. So yeah, she will definitely be very careful with her facial expressions as well. So now let's go with Sakura and figure out what's in store for her career this 2024. So 2 cards came out. We have Blind and Curse. So with a Blind card, we have Awkward, Unknown, and Vision problems. And then under Curse, we have Hate, Catastrophe, and Misfortune. So it seems like this 2024... I'm seeing how both of these cards are great, and that makes me think that this year for Sakura, she's going to go through a period where she's going to feel like it's more of the same. And I don't, I hate to say this, but I do feel that there's going to be a lot of maybe chaos, misfortune, or rumors or hate going on around her for this year, because I'm thinking of this Curse card. So she's going to feel like, oh, people are still talking, people are still saying stuff, and I think she's going to turn a blind eye to it. So I don't think she's going to pay attention to what people have to say, or she will not give them the time of day or bother with their energy. I do wonder though what will happen this year that will make her feel this way, where she feels like something is not going her way, or all of a sudden everyone is turning against her and she's just like, let me not put energy into that, let me not allow it to enter my circles and enter my, what do you call it, like enter her space. So there is a sense of like she might even be blindsided somehow, like something that comes out of nowhere, and it's all of these people just like kind of like either hating on her or hating on something that she did or something that she was involved in. So I don't know how direct these comments are going to be towards her, but regardless, I think it's going to be something quite big this year, and she's not going to be happy about it. However, I think she's going to try her best to not be bothered by all of this negativity. Because this gray color that the cards have made me think of someone that is very neutral, or someone that is a bit monotone, or is trying not to be too bothered by something. So in a way, it's making me think of someone that is stable, but maybe bored or something along those lines. But in her case, it definitely feels like she is like so over and done with people's energy or people negativity. So she kind of just turns a blind eye to it and goes like, you know what, I'm going to ignore this. I'm just going to pretend it doesn't exist to not let it bother her, basically. So now let's go on to the next person. So let's see, what are the predictions for Junjin's career? So we have one card, which is commitment. So under commitment, we have binding, obstruction, and contract. So for this 2024, it seems like for Junjin's career, she's going to feel tied down because of contracts. She may feel like she doesn't have the freedom to do what she wants to do, to say what she wants to say, or to work with the people that she wants to work with. There is also a chance that this year she's going to be going against the current in regards to her contract. Like, I don't think she's going to break her contract as much as she's going to be pushing the boundaries of it. Like, doing things that are, the word that came up was questionable. Like, I don't think she's gonna do anything crazy as much as it's like questionable in the sense of like, is it permitted within her contract or not? Like the contract that she has with the company. Now, I think she's doing this because maybe she's angry. I think she's angry that she's being tied down by the contract. Or, you know what I'm getting actually? I wonder how satisfied the group is with their company or with their contract. I'm saying this because even with Jaewon, I felt like she was negotiating, and with this King of Swords, you can even make a claim that everyone is trying to stay cool-headed and have good discernment because maybe they're negotiating something. So, but the group is so young in their career that I wonder what is, if they can even negotiate with the company. Like, you know, when people are doing contract renewals, of course they negotiate at around that time, but with them I wonder, I mean, they're nowhere close to like the 7 years that is pretty common in K-pop to be. But again, I don't know how their contract was, so maybe they were not signed for 7 years like other groups are. Also, the thing with Yoonjin is that I do feel that she might be, I don't think she's stubborn, but she's definitely super determined to just do what she wants to do. So this commitment card could also be that she feels tied down, and because of that she automatically feels like she should resist against it or go against the current, as I mentioned earlier. And I don't know what she wants to do this year, but whatever it is that she wants to do, she will feel like her contract is holding her back. So maybe there's some individual activities that she would like to take on, but maybe she can't because of the group stuff, or maybe there's stuff that she wants to be on stage and perform, but then she can't because the company is like, oh, we're playing all of these things, so there's no time for you guys to be on stage, or something along those lines. So she's not going to be too happy with her career, but I think this will be in regards with whatever contract she has rather than what they're doing. So let's go into the next person and figure out what are the career predictions for Kasuha. We have stress and right. So with the stress, we have headache, pressure, lack of sleep, and with the right, we have ceremony, mystery, and magic. And it looks like she's sleeping. Now, you know, I'm going to say the first thing that came to my mind when I saw these cards. There is a chance that for Kazuha this year, personally, like not necessarily connected to her career, she may not be able to sleep well because of how much stress she's under. But also, I feel that she may connect to spirit while she's asleep. And because of that, she may wake up a lot more tired than when she went to bed. There's a sense like her energy stays busy while she's asleep. And that's why when she wakes up, she's not rested. And how will that affect her career? That could also bring her a lot more stress because she's not sleeping well. Like, it doesn't matter how many hours she sleeps or how much rest she gets. Her mind is so busy that she doesn't actually rest and she doesn't sleep well. And that could definitely affect her career because in a way it's affecting her health, right? Like, I don't know about you guys. When I don't sleep well, I get super moody. Like, if I'm interrupted from my sleep, I get so annoyed. I'm getting better at that. It was worse when I was younger. Anyway. So I'm saying that because I think Kazuha could go through something like that. Like, either she connects to spirit when she's about to fall asleep, so because of that she doesn't go to sleep right away. Or during her sleep she gets dreams or nightmares that make it very difficult for her body and her mind to actually rest. So she doesn't get any downtime. And as I was saying that, I saw 2222 on my audio recording. So I see that as a confirmation that that could be true. That maybe this year she's just going to connect very frequently with her spiritual side in such a way that she just can't really rest. Now, I'm saying that because this could be something that happens to Kazuha this year, and it will definitely disrupt her work because she's not going to be at her 100% because of how little sleep she's getting this year. Also, this card could also mean that since she's under so much stress, she may start to meditate, or she may start to look into ways to relax and ways to calm down, which will definitely also help her spiritual side because she's kind of like connecting or aligning herself somehow. And how is this connected to her work? Well, it's indirectly affecting her work because it will change her as a person. It will change her way of saying things or her way of doing things. So it will affect her work in a very indirect way. Not to mention that maybe the cause of her stress could also be her work. And that could also explain why she's finding it difficult to sleep. Yeah. So let's go into the last person and figure out what are the predictions for Unche's career. We have disturbance. Well, I hate to say this, that the only one that got the most positive card was actually Kazuha with right. Everybody else got really rough cards. Now, this has happened to me with another group where what is it called? The card that was representing the group predictions was very positive, and the current energy was also very positive. But then when we got down to like the individual career predictions, everyone got pretty like negative cards. And at that time I was joking, being like, I swear there's positive cards in this deck. But let me talk about Unche. So it feels like for her this year she's going to be filled with disturbances in the sense of like her individual work will be disrupted constantly. And I think these disruptions could be simply because of the group projects or planning for group promotions. So there is a chance that individually the girls are going to be very tied down because the company could be pushing for group promotions. So that could be annoying many of them actually. Especially as I mentioned, since some of them have been in the industry for a while, they do have a bit more maybe offers or opportunities for them to work on their own. So this year might be a bit more of a focus of a group thing. Now we have obscure, irritation, and supernatural underneath the disturbance card. There is a chance that this year for Unche, she's going to be very annoyed because if she has a routine and she sticks to the routine, it's going to be disrupted constantly. And I think it's going to be interrupted a lot more than she's used to, or she will feel a bit unstable because of how many changes are going on in her life this year in regards to her career. Like she will feel burdened, or she will feel like there's this weight, and this weight could be because of the amount of responsibilities that she has to take care of, or the amount of work that she's getting, that all of a sudden it becomes a burden. Like I think the group is getting maybe more work than they had expected, or there's less freedom for them to do what they want to do because of the work that they have to do. And that could be annoying many of them. You know what I'm getting? So I know that this disturbance card is supposed to like the imagery is connected to a movie. I don't know the name of the movie, but I've seen it. And I think he's a photographer, and as he's taking pictures he starts realizing it's like that there's something off, like something supernatural. So I don't remember too well what happens in the movie. However, for Unche, it feels like this year she's going to realize through her pictures as she looks at them how tired, annoyed, and angry she is. Like she will look at them and be like, bro, I cannot even pretend I'm okay. Like I can't even take a picture and be like, everything's good, everything's fine. Like she's going to notice that her irritation is very apparent and it's very obvious, and she's gonna be like, ugh, that's how bad things are. Like people will notice it. The only explanation I have as to why we have all of these negative cards individually, but then quite a positive card as a group, there is a chance that when with this energy is gaining momentum, sometimes so much energy is building up that it creates this unbearable pressure that could be a bit overwhelming for anyone involved. So I do wonder if the group is like, we're so focused on this group activity or this plan for the group that it's getting in the way of their individual freedom. But I was gonna say their individual wiggle room. So I get this year, there is a chance that maybe as a group, the company is planning something big for them, but it is something that may take so much time and energy and their own cooperation to make it happen that it will get in the way, or it will give them less time to do any activities or take on any projects on their own. Let's jump into the last question, which is any advice or healing for the group. So I'll take this card and then the card that actually fell on the table. So we have adjustments are required with third quarter moon. And we have look at the bigger picture with full moon in Sagittarius. So before we look at those cards, let me take just one more card for any advice or healing. And then we have new moon in Aquarius with bring love into the situation. So the advice for the Sserafim, it seems like whatever plans they have for this 2024, they may have to change them because they did get the adjustments are required with the third quarter moon. And then look at the bigger picture with a full moon in Sagittarius. So that makes me think that whatever goals they may have to change either their approach or the goal itself this year, because they may have to look at the surrounding energy or the responsibilities that they have to take care of for this year. Because when it says like look at the bigger picture, it's like this whole idea of like, don't be too laser focused on one way of doing something and be a bit more open to the other possibilities that can get you to a goal. So again, being open to what is it called? To their approach on whatever goal they may be like going forward to. But also I'm getting this whole idea of like being open-minded or allowing some sort of flexibility with what they want to do, either as a group or as individuals. Because there is a chance that maybe there's something that they want to accomplish this year that it will be better that either they take it slow or that they are open with what the goal is. So one of the best ways I can describe this is that maybe some of them are like, oh, I want this, but in reality they want something else, but they don't realize it. So there is a chance that even some of their goals may have to change because they may still need a bit more knowledge, or they may still need a bit more of experience or insight to be able to fully understand what it is that they want. Because some of them may be like, oh, I want this job or I want this project because it has, and then they list the things that they think is positive. But what they don't realize is that those projects will not manifest in the way that they want it. So sometimes some of their dreams may not come true, or the project may not, like, you may fall through because it doesn't really have what they want, what they actually want in it. So they may be like, oh, I want to go to this show because it's very fun and I think it's very enjoyable or whatever, right? And then if they were to actually go to that show, they may actually have a very bad time. So maybe there is a chance that some of their goals may have to shift, and instead they will go to a different show that does have the same vibe and feeling that they were searching for. A show where they can actually have fun and enjoy, like while recording it. So that what I'm getting at is that with see the bigger picture and adjustments are required, there may be some, like they may have to change their perspective or their view on something, because they may be a little bit too laser focused, or some of their desires may be a bit superficial. And in this case, what I mean by superficial is like they don't have enough experience or knowledge to understand that what they want doesn't really match with what they truly desire. Because they're not seeing all of the information around it. So maybe, again, they may want to be part of a project because they think that's how they can achieve something that they want, when in reality there's no need. Now, the other card that we have right here is a new moon in Aquarius with bring love into the situation. There is a chance that this year, the best advice that the girls can have is to just do the things that they want and the things that they like in the most loving and gentle way. So one of the ways that they can achieve their dreams is by following their heart, because then they're doing what they love, and that's always good. But also, this new moon in Aquarius makes me think. So a new moon is a new beginning, a new chapter in their life. This year, the best advice that the girls can get, or the group can get, as you know, when they're working together or when they're working alone, is to take care of themselves, to be understanding and gentle with themselves as well. So it seems like many of them are going to be having quite a rough year. So if that's the case, the best way they can survive this year is by trying to be super understanding with themselves. And what I mean by that is like, if they need to slow down, then they don't have to mentally like berate themselves for not being able to keep up with the pacing that the group is going on or that the company may be pushing them to. And there is also this sense of being gentle with themselves. So when they're resting, they're taking care of themselves to make sure that they're actually resting. You know, for example, Kasuha, that is like, she's so stressed that she can't even sleep well. So again, there is this sense like the best advice for them is to not be too harsh on themselves if something doesn't work out or if their body is kind of giving out somehow. Now, the signs that we have here is Aquarius and Sagittarius, so there is a chance that the beginning of the year was very rough for them, because Aquarius season is mid-January to mid-February. So they're about to enter like a super rough part of the year. And then the other one will be towards the end of it, which is in mid-November to mid-December with that Sagittarius energy. So yeah, it seems like this year is going to be quite rough for the group. Because it seems like there's something good that's happening that will benefit the group, but I think it will put a lot of pressure on them. So I don't know what that could be. Like, it could be maybe a full album that the group is going to take out, or maybe concerts. And even though it might be something that they want and it will be beneficial for them, it's still something that is super physically and mentally exhausting. So yeah, I hope you guys like this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do wonder what the group is going to do, but whatever it is, it seems like it's going to be quite rough, or it's going to be a big responsibility for them. Also, I wonder if this is something that the group is kind of like, yeah, we want to do this, but they didn't realize it was going to be this tiresome. Or if the company is like, forget your individual activities this year, we're going to focus on doing something big for the group, which is kind of like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good opportunity, but many of them may feel a bit like stifled or a little bit held back somehow, especially if for some time they had the freedom to do what they wanted to do. So yeah, do hope that everything turns out well for the group. It seems like it's going to be rough. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Let's hope that everything turns out well for them in the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.